What if the best leadership lessons came from the bad guys?
That's correct.
I'm correct. Your approval is heartening.
We are looking at episode 7 of the Star Wars TV show Andor, and we are looking at Major Partagas to see the incredible leadership that he displays, even though he works for the Empire.
The alternative analysis is that by comparing the detention numbers to the frequency of surprise inspections, we're under-allocating our harbor patrol units.
So 3 theories, Mr. Young.
Yes, sir.
3 possible explanations for why you have failed to keep pace with your neighboring sectors.
That's correct.
I'm correct. Your approval is heartening.
Your guidance would be welcome, sir.
Very well, let's have a full audit of all hyperspace lanes leading to Ord Mantell on my desk by this time tomorrow.
As you wish.
So right there, he is again doing what he does best. He is asking directed questions. He is helping to guide Young to point out some of the struggles that he's having and then giving clear direction. Let's have it on my desk by tomorrow morning, very specific in his expectations. Now, what's coming up next is he senses something in the room, and this is where that emotional intelligence comes in. He can sense that there's some tension somewhere, and he steps right in and he addresses it and gives space for it. Check this out.
Mr. Blevin,
Sir.
I sensed something eager in you this morning. Am I mistaken?
No, sir. At risk of repetition, you are correct.
So he senses it and then he names it. I sense something eager in you. Being able to name and label that emotion, huge, awesome leadership.
Good news, is it?
I'm afraid not. I wish to lodge a charge against a fellow supervisor.
Proceed.
I believe our sector protocols, as described in the ISB Code of Conduct, are being violated by Supervisor Miro, and that this overreach, for which she was previously reprimanded, risks compromising Imperial safety to a degree that silence is no longer possible.
You think this forum appropriate?
So he asks him, do you think this forum is appropriate? Now, that indicates that Partagaz has his own opinion if this is an appropriate forum, but he is leaving the option open to Blevin. If he thinks it's appropriate, hey, let's explore it.
I do.
Serious charge.
I believe you'll share my sense of urgency.
When he says that it's a serious charge, he's just making a statement of fact. There's no judgment in there. He's not siding with or against Blevin. He's staying open and curious. So you're combining this emotional intelligence to read the room, there's something going on, and also to stay open and curious.
Supervisor Miro, do you mind having your integrity ventilated in public?
No, sir.
There's really no need for him to ask that question. Partagaz is the one that's in charge. He could very well just say, all right, Blevin, have at it. But he invites Dedra Miro to basically give permission for this conversation. This is building a lot of psychological safety for the rest of the team. It's signaling to them, if I have a problem or there's a concern, I know that I'm going to be invited into that conversation. And it's giving Dedra the agency that she needs. She could very well say, no, I don't want to talk about that here. Let's have a private conversation. Or she could say, sure, let's go into it. He gives her that agency, and that is incredibly important as leaders to be able to give our teams that agency.
Supervisor Blevin obviously finds my conduct a more interesting subject than the advancement of integrated Imperial security. He's put a lot into it. I'm curious to hear his insights.
So there's a lot that we could unpack there. We're not going to, but great response from Supervisor Miro. What's going to happen now is Partagaz is going to facilitate this conflict. And he's going to ask questions. He's going to set the context. There's no assumptions that come up here. He's going to make sure that everyone is clear on what is happening, the details of the situation, and he's going to guide both Supervisor Blevin and Supervisor Miro through this conversation.
This is Ferrix, is it not?
Clarifying context.
Yes, sir.
Your sector, there was an unusual piece of naval equipment recovered. Miro wanted your crime reports.
Again, clarifying context, making sure there are no assumptions.
You determined her request was out of order and in violation of the chain of command.
That's not accurate. You advised me to reinforce my suspicions with data and to be careful in my work going forward.
Careful? Is that your defense? You've been careful? I'd be curious how many people at this table will think it careful that you found a way to access our sector data without ever filing a request.
Is that true, Dedra?
Clear, direct question. So Blevin has raised this accusation. Partagaz wants to know, is that true? It's a yes or no answer. Usually in leadership, when we're doing either like brainstorming or we want to have a collaborative conversation, we ask open-ended questions. Partagaz here understands when a direct question is needed. We need to have clarity. Did you or did you not do the things that Blevin is accusing you of?
Yes. I used the Imperial Emergency Act in the wake of Aldani to gather data across multiple sectors without official sanction, but that is the wrong question. I'd like to know if anyone here believes the rebellion plans its actions around the artificially constructed boundaries of our sectors.
Major Partagas created those sectors.
As organizing principles, not personal playthings. Do you really think the rebels care about the lines we draw on maps?
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
Systems either change or die. Sir.
Thesis, please.
Oh my goodness, that is huge what he just did. Dedra has basically said, yeah, everything, like your life's work, rebels don't care about that. It is pointless and ineffective. Most leaders, when something like that happens, they get defensive and they say, whoa, let me explain why my life's work is so important. But Partagaz doesn't do that. He remains open and curious. So she has just kind of attacked everything that he has stood for. And instead he says, thesis, please. He's inviting conversation. I'm curious. Explain what you're talking about. Defend your statement. Give me more information. He's drawing her out, and that is incredible what he is doing.
There is a focused, organized rebel effort to acquire highly restricted Imperial military components.
Your evidence?
And he's going to continue that. As she explains, he's going to ask more questions, drawing more out, being more curious. And that is the mark of a great leader, that curiosity. Somebody on his team sees something that he didn't see. He wants more information on this.
By accessing unfiltered sector crime reports, I can now prove a link between the theft of our most secret equipment and its distribution to rebel groups across the galaxy.
This is hard, verifiable data you are prepared to present?
Yes, sir. I believe Supervisor Blevin is aware. I have a documented file ready to go. I believe his accusations here this morning have more to do with self-preservation than any sense of urgency.
What's more urgent than a renegade intelligence officer? Imagine if everyone in this room played as loose with the rules as you.
An excellent suggestion, Blevin. I'm wondering where we'd be right now if everyone here showed the same endeavor as Supervisor Miro.
Oh,
Think about that. For the moment, I'm reassigning the Morlana sector to Supervisor Miro. Ferrix is of great interest to her and has clearly become a distraction for you.
Unbelievable. Not only has she attacked Major Partagaz's life work, but she has gone around previous instructions to get what she wanted to get. And instead of Partagaz either being defensive about his own work or adhering strictly just to policy like we know Blevin does, see my previous video on that, he's open to new ideas of working, new ways of approaching the work that they're doing at the ISB. It's just incredible leadership.
I see no urgent problem, but as always, I salute the provocative exchange of ideas. Supervisor Grandy, you will accelerate your schedule. Young, I will expect your report on Ord Mandel tomorrow. Thank you all for the lively session. Dedra, if you'd walk with me a moment.
Whoops! So Blevin's plan completely backfired. We can talk about that later. But the way that Partagaz brought this conversation to a conclusion continues to display his excellent leadership. He says there's no urgent problem that's going on here. He quickly brought the team back on mission. He ends with gratitude. So he says, no urgent problem, great exchange of ideas, and then coming back to the previous agenda items. And then we just carry on. Thanks them all for a lively session. Having that gratitude, it's just a small thing there, but that helps build some of the psychological safety. It was like, hey, thank you everybody for participating. Even in a high conflict interaction like this, being able to express that gratitude of the open exchange of ideas. Very, very good.
Well played.
Thank you, sir.
Watch your back.
Ooh. So again, expressing gratitude, but he knows what she has just done. She has just put a huge target on her back. And he's looking out for an important member of his team and saying, hey, yeah, you did a good job, but you better watch out. People are coming for you. That seems to be showing care and concern. He wants her to be able to thrive and succeed, because when one of his team members succeeds, the whole team succeeds. And he can't tolerate a lot of this infighting that's happening. So on the whole, this particular interaction, just really masterful, both with the level of emotional intelligence and then that openness and curiosity in a high stakes conversation to stay level, invite the open exchange of ideas, and then make sure that the team stays on track and mission focused. In Partagaz's next appearance, we're going to see how he takes this level of leadership in interactions with superiors while supporting one of his team members. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that video coming up. If you missed the previous video on Partagaz's first introduction, you can check that out here. If you would like to see me analyze the leadership of a movie or TV character, drop that in the comments below. I'm Kurt Doucette, executive coach, and we'll see you on the next video.